Welcome back. I hope we are getting the explanation. So now we are going to talk about the outline of the contents of the book. So we're talking about the book of Exodus. What are the outlines? So the division of the book itself. So Exodus can actually be divided into this following parts I want to talk about. Now the first part of it is the introduction. The introduction, whereby we have, which is the division of chapter 1 verse 1 to chapter 15 verse 21. So that's the first one, introduction. That one exposes us to the Israelites in Egypt, you know how the God multiplied and so on and so forth. So we also have the second division is the death of Joseph and their multiplication. Death of Joseph and their multiplication. That is chapter 1 1 to 22. Chapter 1 1 to 22. So followed by chapter 1 1 to 7 rather. Chapter 1 1 to 7. So we also have now under this death of Joseph and their multiplication. So it is divided into following. So we have slavery in Egypt. So that's another aspect of it. So that is the experience of oppression, how they were being oppressed in this strange land. So chapter 1 1 to 22. We also have Moses' birth and early life of Moses. So under this second division, which is chapter 2 verse 1 and 2 4 verse 31. So the birth of Moses and his early life. So we also have the next one is Moses and Aaron confront the king of Egypt. So that is chapter 5 1 to 11 verse 10. So by this time, Moses and Aaron are preparing all the gods to actually confront the king of Egypt, which was the Pharaoh. Then we're still going to talk about the Pharaoh of that time. So we also have under the second division, we have the Passover and Exodus, and the Exodus from Egypt. From this now, due to the stubbornness of Pharaoh, God instructed Moses that he should command the Israelites, instruct the Israelites to actually kill a lamb, a whole lamb for a kind of Passover. So we are going to get there. We are going to see we are going to understand it when you read it there. So that is where God told them they should use the blood of that lamb to make a sign at the lintel of their house, at the entrance of their door. So by the time the angel of destruction is passing, when he sees the blood, he's going to pass across them. So that is and how they were actually able to escape or to exit the land of Egypt that same night. So another division there is that the journey from the Red Sea to Mount Sinai. That's another thing, another division. After when they got out of Egypt, another problem they faced for the Red Sea, according to this narration, and the journey from the Red Sea. By the time they crossed the Red Sea, another resting place they got to was Mount Sinai, and they used so many years there. So that is chapter 15 verse 22 to chapter 18 verse 27. And the last one there is that the giving of the law and covenant. They received the law and the covenant. And I told you in one of the courses that the Israelites, the history of Israel and Judah, the history of religion of Israel and Judah. So I explained to us that the Israelites actually became a nation immediately when they received a law, when they received the law from God. So now another part is that under this actually Exodus explained to us how they are constructed the tabernacle and the giving of instruction for worship. So we have that in chapter 25 verse 1 to 40 and verse 38. So that is that about the division. And let me tell you something that the Exodus is actually the core of Genesis, of the Pentateuch, the core of the Pentateuch. Exodus is the core of the Pentateuch because a lot of things Exodus serves as a kind of, serves as a kind of foundation of Israelite being a nation, foundation of the Israelite religion, their religion. And so we are still going to talk about it though. We are still going to talk about it still in this discussion. So let me quickly now move to the date. The date of Exodus is another thing. So this is, don't forget that we are carrying out a kind of literary appreciation. We are on this book. So we talk about the dates. So in a simple and a brief explanation, no, the Exodus events actually took place between 1450 BC and 1250 BC. So, and the principal view is that the Exodus occurred during the 18th dynasty of dynasty in Egypt. So when did that event occur? It's dated back to that time. It's just an assumption dated back there. So 14 to 50, 1450 and 1250, and which is traced back to the 18th dynasty in Egypt. 18th dynasty, that is the 18th king of the Egyptians. So while the pharaoh, what are the pharaohs of that? And don't forget that when you hear the word pharaoh, it's a title. We have it in Yoruba land too. Oba, Ulu of Oni of Ife and all that. It's just like their title. So the pharaoh is not a name of a person, it's a title of king. So, and who are the pharaohs of that time? Of the pharaohs of oppression. Who are the pharaohs of oppression and Exodus? So they are actually identified as Thutmose III and Amenhotep II respectively. So we can find that in Exodus 2:15 and 23 verse 3 verse 10. So we also have another view based on this dating issue. So, and the view is that after it stated that Exodus can be dated back to the 19th dynasty with Set I and Ramesses II as pharaoh. So this view actually dated it back to the 19th dynasty of the Egyptian kingship and royalship rather, and the pharaohs of then proposed to be to be Set I and Ramesses II as pharaohs of the oppression. So now in conclusion of this particular aspect, so the traditional date still actually of the Exodus events as conceived by many scholars still remain the same. So it remains 1440 BC. 1440 is around that 1440 BC or 1450 and 1250 BC or 1440 and 1450 BC. That's that about the um the issue of the date of the book. So the next one I will now talk about the root, the Exodus route, the route of Exodus. So what is the escape route? I will talk about that in the next video. Thank you.